Thank you for joining me in today's session. I will be sharing on industry trends, China, a land of opportunity and challenges, and the top tips for success. We will start with industry trends. As we all know, biologics have changed the face of the clinical trial landscape. In 1989, there were only 13 biotechnology products that were commercially available. 23 years later, that number has grown from 13 to 210, where 6 out of 10 drugs in clinical development are now biologics. Comparators could be the subject of discussion on its own. But in China, currency controls add a complexity that is not shared by the US nor the EU. Challenges faced in transferring foreign funds and the inability to pay in foreign currency adds to the complexity during the sourcing process. We are also seeing some China trials where we are exporting IMP, kits, and ancillaries from China, and we expect this to grow significantly in the next couple of years. The increase in cold chain requirements simply means an increase in storage, handling, and distribution complexity. More temperature control shipments means more complex packaging, often equals to increase in the overall cost. I will now pass over to Xstock for the polling questions.
Thank you, and we absolutely do have a polling question. And for our audience, you can absolutely vote on this in real time by clicking on your screen. And our question for today is, have you had significant challenges in importing supplies into China? And your options are less than a week, 1 week daily, more than a week, 1 month delay, or more than a month. Sorry, that was 1 week delay. Again, the question is, have you had significant challenges in importing supplies into China? Well, it looks like most of you have voted on this at this point, so I'll be closing the polls and sharing the results. And there we have it. We have 8% voted less than a week, another 8% voted 1 week delay. The popular answer was 58% more than a month, 17% more than a week, and 8% 1 month delay. And with that, I'll hand it back to you, Ianne.
Thank you for your feedback. I'm not at all surprised with the responses. We will now move on to the new drugs delivery methods. The new drugs delivery methods comes in form of inhalers, patches, syringes, and other forms. In terms of what else has changed, well, a lot has evolved in terms of how these drugs are delivered to the above. New delivery methods also brings in new packaging and shipping distribution challenges for all of us, whether you are on the sponsor or the supplier side. While China is still very much developing, we are still seeing strong growth in traditional delivery methods where packaging comes in form of solid oral dose in bottles or blisters. Every hands-off is a risk, and especially so with temperature-controlled products. You can see from this picture the complexity of shipping processes and the density of flight possibilities that are multiple options and therefore multiple opportunities to get it right, or perhaps even wrong. To minimize risk, you need to find the provider that can minimize the hands-off globally and has legs on the ground to help resolve issues. Always look for someone who you can track and trace your shipments across all couriers and service types so you can get consistent and comparable data to help manage exceptions and guide you in your future decision making. Transportation challenges in China. Once you have successfully landed in China, there are multiple risks you need to manage. China is the world's most populous country with close to 1.35 billion population. It has the longest highway system in the world, one of the world's largest markets for automobiles, with more than 180 commercial airports. In such high complex country, make sure you have a partner with a physical presence in country and one that can handle different entry ports. For the rules can vary from one city to another even though they are all in China. The country is vast and transport modes vary tremendously. Ask your chosen partner or courier for hard data so you can get clarity on delivery performance, not some kind of assurance, but hard facts. Always remember, this is China, so people will have their own views of what is and what is not acceptable. Therefore, audits of service providers is a must.